So by now, I know everyone has checked out Dodge's teaser video for the 7th Final Edition, this crazy 26-second Leprechaun video. And this video really doesn't do anything for me that really doesn't change my opinion that I've had since like November, December. That this car, this 7th edition, is basically going to be a demon with a elephant, most likely with a demon crate, and it's going to be a pain to get one. So let me get into this crazy video for a second before I get into how many cars I think it is, what kind of engine I think is going to be in there. So when you look at the video, really the first thing you notice is the yellow IV bag. Now to me, that's obviously the fact that this car is going to run off E85. Now we knew this car was going to run some kind of E85 tune because for one thing, the new engines that are coming for Dodge, the new Elephants, 2 out of 4 runs E85. And then we had a Wesley Motorsport Charger Red Eye that Dodge is specific engine tuning for. That car runs E90 tune. So we can probably see a mixture between E85 or maybe E90 that's going to run in this 7th Final Edition. Now, when you go back to the Leprechaun character, you can take a good look at him. Now, one of the first things I noticed was the jacket that he's wearing. This jacket, like it's a tire track he cut up into a jacket. That's the first thing I noticed when I looked at him. And then the next thing I noticed is his red eyes. Now, obviously, we know with the Hellcat, it got possessed by a demon, and then the Hellcat Red Eye was born. So now with the Hellcat Red Eye, we obviously have 2 models that share that same emblem, the Hellcat Red Eye, and we also have the Superstock sharing that same logo. So maybe with this right here, it's going to be an example that we're going to start with like maybe a Red Eye or maybe even a Superstock. Start with that as a base, and then move to the next level with the yellow IV level with the E85 tune. And we're probably gonna get another 7th edition car. Well, not another, but a new 7th edition car. That's instead of having red in the eye for the Hellcat logo, we're probably gonna have yellow in the eye of the Hellcat logo. So just because we see these red eyes does not automatically mean that the red eye is gonna be a base for this car. Like I said, the Superstock also has a red eye logo on this badge, on this fender. So this can definitely be confirmation that we're gonna see some demon-like car be the 7th Final Edition. Now going back to the video, once the Leprechaun take that yellow fluid in his veins, this when we get the change where we get this more aggressive Leprechaun with the yellow eyes, and he has like a different logo on his hat, and then he has this shoulder pads that has it looks like when I zoom a little bit, they're like little like hood pins that we normally have on like certain Challenger models that you can order. So maybe this 7th Final Edition is going to have hood pins on it. And then, like I said earlier, with the yellow eyes, I think we're going to see basically just a Hellcat logo with yellow eyes in the middle of it, so red. I can't help but notice that his little charm on his hat changes. With the Leprechaun with the red eyes, he had like a square charm on his hat. And then we switch over to this yellow base one. He has like this circles charm on his hat. I just really just see this right here just being confirmation that the demon or maybe in a Superstock is going to be the base for the 7th Final Edition car. We're going to probably see another version of the demon crate. And we're gonna have 2 ECUs in it. Probably gonna have another little box with some different wheels in it. Because I remember there was like a rumor floating around that there was carbon fiber wheels. So maybe in this new demon box or this Leprechaun box or whatever they're gonna call this vehicle, we're gonna see a whole new set of wheels in it. Jack, probably gonna have like the same little $1 seat option where you can move some seats in it. And then we'll probably just see one of those baby Elephants, which is not really technically a Elephant. It's really just a 6.2 that they rebranded as a Elephant, but threw in the larger 3.0 liter blower to it and just an E85 tune. And there you go, a brand new demon that's not really a demon, but it's really the same thing as a demon. Because in order for Dodge to make this car go to the history books, it has to beat the demon. And what better way to try to beat the demon rather than just start with a car as a base, throw in a little more horsepower, throw in probably some more suspension tech. Because I reported in videos last year, or really 2 years ago, that I knew there was a car that was getting some more suspension work done to it. So I really don't see really anything that special about this car. I think at the end of the day, it's really just going to be like a direct connection showcase where everyone else is really going to be able to get most of these parts from this particular car through direct connection through power brokers. Because power brokers really didn't make any sense if you're going to introduce this program within 2 years of you losing the whole Hemi platform. It really makes sense if they're going to have the power brokers, if they're going to make some high performance cars and allow us to go through power brokers to get those particular parts installed and let us have a factory warranty. So that's why I think with the 7th edition, the engine, obviously, I'm thinking that's gonna be one of those Hellfants. Because like I said, it's really not a Hellfant. It's really just a regular iron block 6.2 with a 3-liter blower on it, and they're gonna just throw a Hellfant badge on it just to make you go ooh and ah. The suspension, that might be some parts that we might be able to get through direct connection. You probably have like an option to get $10,000-$15,000 carbon fiber wheels, because we already saw on the Charger Daytona Banshee, that car's gonna have carbon fiber wheel option as well. So it just makes sense for Dodge to offer most of these parts for the 7th edition through direct connection, because I really don't think there's gonna be that many of these cars built. If I had to guess how many cars Dodge would make of this particular vehicle, I just can't help but think they're gonna make maybe 1,320 just for the whole quarter mile 1320. It just sounds about right. They're gonna make that many cars. I mean, I definitely don't see them making 3,000 of it. When I did the video a few months ago about the allocations where they only made like 1,000 red eyes for 2023, it just didn't make sense to have that many engines not being produced for the final year for Dodge production. So it's just making more sense to me that they're gonna probably make another about 1,000, 1,200 cars. So that's why I'm thinking 1320 sounds about right, because they only made like 1,000, I think like 117 red-eye cars. I mean, that's already wasn't enough. So that would take up like total Hellcat production for the final year to around like 2,400 cars total. And then this car being like a direct connection showcase, it just makes sense. So many people have already ordered the red eyes. It's gonna be hard for me to believe that Dodge would offer a new model after they told everyone back in like August to go ahead and get your allocations in quick.
And it's really important that we need to talk about the 23 model year Chargers and Challengers will be the last of the Hemi powered L cars that we built. And when that window closes, there's no reopening it. Production ends December of 23. You need to get your orders in now or never. Because when the last Hemi Chargers and Challengers roll off the line at Brampton, it's gonna be the end of a legendary era.
Some people already got in their cars. I know my Challenger Red Eye, for example, I'm probably gonna have it sometime in April, because I got an email from the dealership that I went into like D1 status. For me, for example, for me to get this 7th edition, am I supposed to not take delivery of that car that I spec'd out custom, that probably a lot of people won't like my spec, and then get this particular car, but I left the dealership on the hook for a green car with with certain options that somebody might not like? It doesn't really just make sense how Dodge is really doing this whole like 7th edition like last call thing. Even if the car wasn't ready for SEMA, they should have just still showed the car, or just tell people that, hey, we got a secret car coming. You can go ahead and get your allocations in through your dealers and stuff. I mean, that's something that should have been done before all this going on right here. Some people like me, for example, I'm gonna take delivery of a car that I ordered before this car even comes out. So that's why I really don't see what Dodge was thinking with this whole 7th edition like getting released after the order banks opened up. I go look around the forums and look around Facebook groups, and not a lot of people are even excited about this car. Why would people be excited if you already know from the get-go you're not gonna be able to get one? The thing with the Demon was, everyone knew when that Demon unveil happened that everyone had a shot. It wasn't until we went to the dealers and saw how crappy a lot of them was that then we realized we couldn't get a Demon. But this car right here, if Dodge is gonna give first crack to these cars to Demon owners, why would any of us care? We already know that if there is not like some way to direct sell these cars straight to customers, majority of these dealership owners, they are gonna keep these cars for themselves. There is no way in my mind that you're gonna tell me that like Rick Hendrick and some of these other big time dealership owners are not gonna keep these cars. A lot of these cars are gonna wind up sitting around in these private collections, and they're never gonna be driven. If so many people took the Demon that had 3,300 units and they set a lot of them in private collections, what do you think is gonna happen when you have half of that? Let's say 1,320, and that's like the last Hemi, Challenger, and Charger that we see in history. You're gonna see a lot of these cars, they're gonna be ADM to 100, 200K, because that's gonna be the last of an era, and you're gonna see these cars just sitting in private dealership hands. I just see probably like 1,000 cars with a Demon base, gold Hellcat eyes in the logo, 2 ECUs, a Demon crate, a fake Hellfant, which is really just a 6.2 with a different blower on it, and probably a different hood. And just watching the video, I keep just having the idea in my head that they're gonna make all these cars gold rush. With this whole gold in the bag, then the whole leprechaun theme, I understand that's probably just because of St. Patrick's Day is gonna be right around the same time as the event. I just keep having this daggone thought that they're gonna make all these cars either Gold Rush or probably F8 green. Why is that one particular color not made available for the final year? It's like one of the last Hellcats you ever get. It's the end of the golden era of the muscle cars, so we'll see. I mean, I just hope that if someone was able to get this car, actually able to get it, they at least can spec it whatever they want. So I hope these cars don't come just pre-configured, and I hope Dodge just doesn't lock down the specs on these cars. We probably got like another, I think the next one's coming out another week for the next teaser video, so I'll make sure to do a video on that, and I'll see if I can do some digging in the background so I can find some more information about this car. Let me know what you guys think about this video. I got plenty more coming out about some other stuff that I need to talk about. Make sure you guys leave this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Grab some last call merch on your way out. And until the next time, I'm out.